Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shuta Padakamalam Shri Guran Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Shagrajatam Shahaguna Raghunatham Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Shahaguna Lalita Shri Vishakavitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishubhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataruhasya Kipa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we'll be reading from Bhagavad Gita chapter 4th chapter. And the very famous verse, Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter 7th number sloka. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanirбhavata bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijanyaham. He said yada yada. Yada yada meaning whenever and wherever. He meaning certainly. Dharmasya meaning religion. Glani meaning fall down, basically discrepancies. Bhavati meaning become manifested. Bharata meaning is addressed to Arjuna, so descendant of Bharata. Abhyutthanam meaning predominance. Adharmasya meaning dharma and adharma. That's irreligion. Tada meaning at that time. Atmanam meaning self. And Sijami is manifest. Aham meaning I. So Lord is saying Aham. Okay. So translation goes like this. So we're saying yada meaning whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice. Glanir, dharmasya glani, religious practice. O descendant of Bharata, a predominant rise of irreligion at that time, I myself dissent myself. So basically Bhagavan is saying that whenever and wherever. It's not given definite time, it is whenever these things happen, the rise of religion happens wherever. It's not that it need to happen in India. It can happen anywhere in the world or anywhere in the universe, in fact. So Bhagavan is addressing to Arjuna, this descendant of Bharata. Whenever there is a predominance rise of irreligion, at that time I myself dissents. Papat Bishla Prabhupada ki jai. The word Sijami is significant here. Sijami cannot be used in the sense of creation because according to previous verse, there is no creation of the Lord's form or body, since all of the forms are eternally existent. Therefore, Sijami means that the Lord manifests himself as he is. Although the Lord appears on schedule, namely at the end of the Dwapar Yuga of 28th millennium of the 7th Manu in one day of Brahma. He has no obligation to adhere to such rules and regulation because he is completely free to act in many ways at his will, and he therefore appears by his own will whenever there is a predominance of irreligiosity and a disappearance of true religion. Principles of religions are laid down in the Vedas, and any discrepancy in the matter of properly executing the rules of Vedas makes one irreligious. In the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that such principles are the laws of the Lord. Only the Lord can manufacture a system of religions. The Vedas also accepted as originally spoken by Lord himself to Brahma from within the heart. Therefore, within the heart. Therefore, the principle of dharma or religion are the direct order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It said, dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat panitam. These principles are clearly indicated throughout the Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of the Vedas is to establish such principle under the order of the Supreme Lord, and the Lord directly orders at the end of the Gita, and the highest principle of religion is to surrender unto him only and nothing more. The Vedic principle push one towards complete surrender unto him, and whenever such principles are disturbed by the demoniac, the Lord appears. From the Srimad Bhagavatam, we understand the Lord Buddha is the incarnation of Sri Krishna, who appeared when materialism was rampant and materialists were using the pretext of the authority of the Vedas. Although there are certain restrictive rules and regulations regarding animal sacrifice for particular purpose in the Vedas, people of demonic tendency still took to animal sacrifice without reference to Vedic principle. Lord Buddha appeared in order to stop this nonsense and to establish the Vedic principle of non-violence. Therefore, each and every avatara or the incarnation of the Lord has a particular mission, and they are all described in the revealed scriptures. No one should be accepted as an avatar unless he is referred to by scriptures. It is not a fact that the Lord appears only on Indian soil. He can manifest himself anywhere and everywhere, and whenever he desires to appear. In each and every incarnation, he speaks as much about religion as can be understood by particular people under the particular circumstances. But the mission is the same, to lead people to God consciousness and obedience to principle of religion. Sometimes he descends personally, and sometimes he sends his bona fide representative in the form of a son or servant or himself in some disguised form. The principle of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita were spoken to Arjuna, and for that matter to other highly elevated person, because he was highly advanced compared to ordinary person in other parts of the world. 2 plus 2 equal 4 is a mathematical principle that is true in the beginner's arithmetic class and in advanced class as well. Still, there are higher and lower mathematics. In all incarnation of the Lord, therefore, the same principle are taught, but they appear to be higher and lower in various circumstances. The higher principle of religion begin with the acceptance of 4 order and 4 status of social life, as will be explained later. The whole purpose of the mission of incarnation is to arouse the Krishna consciousness everywhere. Such consciousness is manifest and non-manifest only under different circumstances. We have very short time, so we will quickly discuss a few important points. Basically, this we are the 4th sloka, and this sloka there is one more sloka after that, which is the continuation of this sloka. But anyway, we will discuss those things. That sloka will be discussed tomorrow. So we'll just go back and quickly recap what is happening in this chapter. This chapter name is the transcendental knowledge. Okay, so here in the beginning of this chapter, Bhagavan saying, Imam Vivashvati Yogam Proktavan Aham Avvayam Vivashma Manave Praha Manu Ishvake Abravit. So he's saying that Bhagavan was saying that this saying, Arjuna, whatever I am telling to you now, the same knowledge I have given to Vivashwan, sun god. Sun god I have given to Vivashwan. And then Vivashwan has given the same knowledge to Manu. Manu is the father of mankind. So we call Manusha, right? The name came from the Manu. And then Manu has instructed to Ishvaku. Ishvaku is a dynasty where the Lord Sri Ramchandra has born. So Bhagavan is telling that this is not a new knowledge. Actually, Bhagavad Gita is retold. You can say it's retold, it's again told. So first time, so one reference Bhagavan is given that I have given the same knowledge to whom? Vivashvan. So Vivashvan is a sun god. Okay. So there is one point here that as per Bhagavad Gita, we know that there is a life in the sun also. Even though the sun is very hot, but there is a life in sun. And there is a god, predominating deity at the sun, whose name is Vivashvan. Okay. So he got the first knowledge, Bhagavad Gita knowledge, Bhagavan. But over the period of time, this knowledge got deteriorated or somehow lost. So now the Arjuna is the medium through which Bhagavan is again telling the same knowledge to entire universe. Okay, so this is the first Arjuna. Bhagavan is telling to Arjuna in the first sloka, and then Bhagavan is telling how this knowledge has came down. Okay, generally how knowledge came down. Bhagavan is saying, Ivam parampara praptam imam rajarishu vidu sa kalenaha mahata yoga nashta parantapa. So same thing. The Bhagavan is saying this knowledge is chain of disciplic succession. It's not that there's someone wake up in the morning and say, okay, I know Bhagavad Gita and then I can explain. It's not like that. This knowledge is not given, nor is accepted like this. It comes through Guru Shishya Parampara. Guru Shishya Parampara, Ivam Parampara Praptam. Bhagavan is exactly saying the same thing. So it has to be understood under proper bona fide spiritual master. Okay, bona fide spiritual master, not like anybody can who is not practicing and she is entitled to give the knowledge. Okay, it has to come under the then it will be proper knowledge, it will be revealed, and then whatever explanation he will give, it will be authorized. Okay, in that way. Bhagavan is saying chain of disciplic succession, right? And the saintly king understand in this way, Rajarishi, and then in course of time, as I was saying, this chain is broken. Okay, this chain is broken, and therefore the signs appear to be lost. Bhagavan is saying that whatever I told, it came to disciplic succession, but somewhere it got lost. Okay, somewhere it got lost. So now the Arjuna is asking one thing. Arjuna is asking, how come the sun god is very old? Okay, the sun god Vivasvan is very senior by birth to you. Okay, sun god is there. Arjuna also knows the sun god is there. He is telling the sun god is very old, very senior. How am I to understand that in the beginning you instructed this science to him? Well, see, he is very old and you are almost equal to me. How come that you instructed? This bit puzzles. Arjuna is not puzzled, but because of the Yogamaya, Bhagavan made him to ask these questions for us. Okay, because we also ask a similar question. Then Bhagavan is answering. What Bhagavan is answering in the fifth sloka? But Bhagavan is saying, many births, both you and I have passed. That I also come many times, you also come many times. Then what happened? I can remember all of them. I can remember all of them. But you cannot, oh subduer of enemy. Bhagavan is saying that I remember all of them. You also came, I also came. It's not my first. This is not the first time I am coming. I have come many times. And you also came. But you don't remember. This is Bhagavan is telling. Okay. And Bhagavan again is telling, what is telling? Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates. Very important point actually. Bhagavan is saying, even though I am aja, I'm unborn, I don't have the material birth, but my transcendental body, the body of Sri Krishna, never deteriorates. It remains exactly same. But you, generally, we go through multiple phases, right? We born small, then you grow up, then we become old and die, right? So body changes. But Lord's body doesn't change, doesn't deteriorate. Okay. Although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Bhagavan is saying, Bhagavan is saying that um, although I am the Lord of every living entities, every living entities, I still appear. Bhagavan is saying that, from me the everything comes, okay, but still I come. Reason will be given in the next slokas. Okay, why I come, where I come. Now we know that, okay, from this slokas, couple of slokas, we know that Lord comes, right? Lord comes. Now the question is, when Lord comes, why Lord comes, where Lord comes, right? Right? Lord comes meaning Lord will come to Bangalore, Lord will come to UP, Lord will come to America. Where? If the Lord comes, then when it will come, right? If the Lord comes, then what is the purpose? So those questions will be there. So Lord will be answering those questions. Now here the Lord is answering, meaning when and where first. Why? That will come in the 8th sloka, which will not discuss today. Okay. So Bhagavan is saying whenever and wherever, Srila Prabhupada is explained here. Whenever, it's not that the Lord comes today, tomorrow Lord cannot come. No, Lord can come tomorrow also. There is, even though the Lord comes, but there is no obligation. Srila Prabhupada explained, there is no obligation. If Lord wants, Lord can come tomorrow also. Okay, Lord can come tomorrow also, and wherever, anywhere. Okay, anywhere. It can come to Bangalore also. It can come to America also. It can come to South Africa also. Wherever. There is no obligation to the Lord, because we have the obligation. We are forced into the body of human. We may be forced but into the animal based. If your work is animalist, if your present life, if you're living like animalistic life, in the next life, the Mahadevi will force us in the animal life, right? You will be forced, even though you do not want. But Lord is not. Lord will come at His own will. Wherever He want to come, how He want to come, and whenever He want to come. So all Lord's own will, sweet will. And then basically, what is the precondition? The Lord will come. Decline of religious activity. Adharmasya. Dharmasya glani. Basically, when the dharma is chuta, is fall down, when the dharma has come down from its actual position, then Lords come. Predominant decline of religious practice. Then in the rise of religions, at the time I descends. Now here the one thing we need to understand, what is the decline of religious? What is dharma? And meaning whose dharma Lord is talking about here, right? Whose dharma Lord is talking about here? Basically, see, dharma meaning it's anything's original characteristics. Okay, in that way, Srila Prabhupada will explain. It's like which cannot be altered. Like sugar is sweet, right? What is the dharma of sugar? Sweetness. Right? Fire will give heat. So what is dharma of fire? Heat. Right? It will give heat. Similarly, so we have some social order, right? We have some dharma. Dharma meaning which is rule book or law book, as per which we need to work. So whosoever is there in the present condition, suppose our politicians or leaders or followers, whosoever, if there is a irreligion, they are exactly doing opposite to Shastras. When they do exactly opposite to Shastras, they will create havoc to the mankind, right? Because they will think about themselves and they will not care for others, right? moment these things will keep on increase, and beyond certain limit, if it goes like this, then the place will not be a livable place. Okay, and at that time the Lord will descend Himself. Okay? At that time, Lord will descend Himself. So that is the that is the uh, that's the adharma. This is the adharma. And Bhagavan and Srila Prabhupada is saying that what is dharma? Dharma is another thing. Dharmang tu shastra bhagavad panitan. Whatever Lords tell, that is itself is dharma. Same thing. Same thing. This is law book or rule book, whatever is we have given. What Bhagavan tells, if you do not follow those things, then it will be adharma only, and it will create problem. Right? It will create problems because we are the so generally what we do is we exploit the nature, right? We always take from the natures, but we don't give it back, right? We are already exploit. So we take the earth and build house, so we take it, right? Then we take food, right? We kill something, right? We generally exploit. Okay, we loiter, right? We create pollutions. We generally exploit nature. But if you go beyond certain point, right, then Lord has to, which cannot be recovered by any human being. Then Lord has to come. So, but Lord has to come to now. Actually, you have to if you explain further, then we'll go to the sloka number 8. But we'll not discuss. But Srila Prabhupada explained here is very one important point before we conclude that. So Bhagavan comes. What is the reason Bhagavan comes? One is these reasons. This is just to correct. This is the only reason Bhagavan comes. Srila explained in this in the part that to reclaim the forgotten soul. Right? So the point here is that we came from the spiritual world to the material world. Right? We came from the spiritual material world, and we forgot that we are not the material being, we are the spiritual being. Right? Ultimately, we are a spiritual being, and we cannot be happy. Like we may be happy now, but we are not happy in the past, and may not be happy in the future. Because as Lord was saying that Arjuna may not know his past lives, but I know. So in this way, Lord knows. As a Paramatma, Lord knows that what are the sufferings we have been through, millions of births, right? So Lord also, that's why Lord comes and tell us that okay, you also you follow the path and come back, don't stay here. Okay, so that is the thing we need to. Right? So one of the example here is given like Lord Buddha, right? Lord Buddha appeared because many of us we know that why Lord Buddha appeared? To propagate the ahimsa, right? To propagate the ahimsa. Because at that time, what was happening is on the pretext of Vedic sacrifice, right? People were doing animal sacrifice for the test of their tongue, right? The rest of the time. So I need to eat meat. So let's do a sacrifice. I want to eat meat tomorrow. Again do a sacrifice. So this becomes a habit actually. After some time it becomes a habit. And then when the too much of animal sacrifice is going on the northern belt, mostly the Bihar, the Haryana, so Punjab, mostly on that belt. So was going on that Lord feel pain because for Lord everybody is Lord, everybody is the son of the God, right? Everybody is the son of the Lord. So Lord feels pain for everybody. It's not the Lord will feel pain only for human, but feel pain for an animal also. So Lord appears and says that he propagated the ahimsa. Stop this nonsense, okay? She said, okay, no need to. So there is another chapter actually. What is the why the Lord says we don't need to believe in Vedas or Shastras, because moment, first of all, Lord has to remove the shastric things and then bring them to the sattvic level. Then again give the shastric knowledge, because with the pretext of shastras only, they are doing all the mischievous things. Okay, so this is one of the example. Bhagavan is saying, whenever and wherever there is a rise of irreligions, I descends, like the Lord Buddha, right? Like our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when comes, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, meaning at the when what people are doing, people meaning so puffed up with the knowledge, the bookish knowledge, right? But they forgot the essence of the Vedas itself. Hmm? Essence of the Vedas itself. So basically to know the God himself. When they forgot these things, Lord has to come to deliver the fallen souls. Okay? So with this we will conclude for today's session. Please keep coming. Tomorrow also we'll have the similar lecture on the verse number 8 of 4th chapter. Hare Krishna. If you have any questions, you can take at least 1 or 2 minutes. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions? Mataji, you want to ask anything? Okay. Thank you very much.